Enchanted Tiki Talk is brought to you by Kingdom Strollers. Our premium stroller and crib rentals are delivered straight to your Disney or Orlando area resort. It couldn't be easier. Book yours at kingdomstrollers.com. And Mouse Pros. Let our travel specialist plan your next vacation. Our concierge level service gives you the perfect hassle-free vacation. Get your free quote from Sean or any of our magical agents at mousepros.com. And Mickey Monthly, the Disney fans' monthly subscription box that brings the magic right to your door. Visit them at mickeymonthly.com. And now, it's show time!
In the tiki 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 hut, in the tiki 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 hut, all the birds talk Disney and the listeners swoon. In the tiki 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 hut, welcome to our enchanted hideaway, you lucky people, you. If you weren't listening starting right away, we'd be out of an audience too. In the tiki 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 hut, in the tiki 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 hut, in the tiki 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 hut, in the tiki 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 hut.
Hello and welcome to Enchanted Tiki Talk. This is episode 260 for the week of October 14th, 2018. This week on the show, I want to welcome Keith back into the hut. What's up, Keith?
Hey now. Oh, it's a great day here in Ohio after being at the beach for a week and a half. So, yay.
Yeah, good for you for going away while the rest of us had to work hard.
Well, somebody has to check the tiki hut, so I took the short straw this time.
And Steve is not with us this week. He is away on business. So, Steve, aloha if you're in Hawaii. If you're not in Hawaii, then I'm sorry. So with us, we have a fellow Mouse Pros travel agent, Heather. Heather, how are you?
I'm doing great.
So, Heather, you were bragging to us before that you live in the fall state, which is what you would call Tennessee, that it's barely ever winter there. It's perfect all year round, and we are jealous.
Well, it is hot in the summer, but from winter, like from about now through April, it's pretty much like fall most of the time.
That's nice. I like that. So we're going to allow you to tell us a little bit about yourself and your love of Disney. One question for you, but when you typically go to Disney, do you drive or fly?
Most of the time we drive. We have a family of 5 and we're about 12 hours. So we can drive for a lot less than the 5 of us can fly.
Right. So even with your 12-hour you're at, with fly, if you were to fly and then you have your travel time to and from the airport, so you probably would be about 6 hours, right? 6-7 hours, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, we have an airport right here in Knoxville. Right. But it flies to Sanford, not MCO. Oh, okay. So it ends up, it's kind of funky, and yeah, it still takes maybe 7 hours if you're going to fly there.
Right. Okay. Yeah, figure that. So it's not terrible just to take those extra 5 hours and just go.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So Heather, tell everybody out there, about your love of Disney.
Sure. Well, I've been going to Disney World since basically I was about 2 years old. It's something my family would do. We're actually from Maine, and I have 12 brothers and sisters, everybody all together, steps and such. And my family would, it was just a big deal that we would drive to Florida pretty much every year for a vacation. And they would take everybody. It was this one big day where we would go to the Magic Kingdom, because, of course, that was all it was back then, was the Magic Kingdom. So we would drive nonstop from Maine to Florida. We would camp usually for 1 or 2 days. And then we'd drive over to the Magic Kingdom when they had the books of tickets. And so you would have certain amount, like you would have a ticket for every ride, and some rides they would take the tickets from you, and some rides they wouldn't. Like the less popular rides, they wouldn't always take your ticket. And then, like, I remember riding the People Mover because I was too small to ride Space Mountain. But my mom would tell me that was Space Mountain. And so I
Okay.
remember when I was finally tall enough to ride Space Mountain, you know, because the People Mover goes through a little scene there
Right.
in Space Mountain. So I remember when I was finally tall enough to actually ride it, and after we got off the ride, I was like, hey, why didn't it go outside anymore? So anyway, it was just always a really big family fun memory of, you know, our yearly trips down there, just to make that pilgrimage and enjoy those days. And I just have phenomenal fun memories from all the way back then. And I've enjoyed, as a single adult I went, and then as a parent bringing my own children. So it's just been magical the whole time, and I love what I do.
Yeah, and as a travel agent, what's your favorite aspect of booking trips for people?
Waiting on hold, isn't it? I know.
Yeah. I love being on hold. Yeah, you know, and when the computer doesn't work right, that's just awesome.
Yeah.
But no, I really love helping people, you know, choose hotels that are right for them, especially theming wise. There are so many different themes, and you can really, you know, work different, you know, if people want really over the top giant Disney characters, or if they want more mellow kind of things. You know, you have so many different choices. I love going through dining with people, you know, all the different options for, you know, character dining and everything that they want to do. You know, I love like the character dining and the dinner shows, and, you know, just going through all those things that they can do. And then, of course, helping them. I get so excited when I plan out their days, you know, the families that actually let me, because not everyone does, but
Right.
the families that let me, you know, put together their itinerary and where they're going on what day. To me, it's literally almost like planning my own vacation, which is so much fun, you know, just to think about how much fun they're going to have. So I just love doing that and talking about Disney to anyone at any time.
Nice, yeah, it's always fun. I enjoy it. What I don't like is like when I give advice to people, like somebody like Keith, and I tell him where he should go and what to do, and he doesn't
And I do
listen
the
to me.
opposite. Yeah.
And that's usually, and that was when I was with him.
Yeah.
Because I know better. Because he has tried to trick me into a stranger's van before, so I don't trust him anymore.
Wow.
True story.
Yep. I tried. All right, so with that, let's take a quick break.
Walt Disney World's 15th birthday means a winner every 15 seconds. And new parades. And winners. Michael Jackson in 3D. And winners. Every day we're giving away an 87 Chevy Cavalier or S10 pickup, a premier cruise for 2 to the Bahamas, and thousands of other prizes. You're kidding. What are your chances? About 1 in 15 seconds. Odds are even better. You'll have a great time. I'm a winner.
All right, we are back from break. So for many people who visit Walt Disney World more than once, we tend to try and do new things on each trip. Of course, if the time and money allows, we'll do that. So this week, we're going to talk about things that we are planning to do on our next trip that would be on our wish list. You know, stuff that we'd like to give a try, or just anything that would be on that wish list for an upcoming trip. And then at the end of the show here, we're going to talk about some of our listener responses. So Heather, since you are the guest on the show, we're going to let you go first. What would be on your wish list for your next trip?
Oh, I have some really good things that I've been thinking about for a while. One, this is probably my biggest one, is the cake decorating at Emirates Patisserie in Disney Springs. It's just a cake decorating class. They go through making that iconic Mickey cake that's like a dome-shaped cake, and it has ears on it, and you know, the little buttons, and it's red, and it's just absolutely a beautiful classic Disney cake. It's about 90 minutes long. They have it Sunday through Thursday, and they only take 14 people, so it books up really far in advance. But you can book it like when you can start booking dining, you can book it. And it's like $149, but that gives you, or at least that's the price right now, but that gives you one cake, and you can work one person on that cake or two people on that cake for the same $149.
Oh, wow.
But they only take, but they only take 14 people. So you really have to be like ready to book that on the same day, you know, if you're booking dining. But it's just a great class that you go in. The beverages, they give you beverages that's included, and they're like soft drinks and stuff, but also like mimosas and bellinis and coffee drinks, and that's included in your price, you know. So you get 90 minutes, and they're generous with the beverages, so you can, you know, enjoy your beverages and decorate your cake. And as long as you don't enjoy too many beverages, your cake is probably going to come out pretty good.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, mine's not going to come out good. Oh, look,
But
another
it's
drink.
great. Exactly, and it's just a fun way to start the day. You know, you're in there before the shop opens, and they actually put all of your cakes into the cake cooler there with the professionally made cakes. So it's just kind of a fun, you know, feeling of, wow, look what I did. So that's like one of my big things I'd really like to do. I love cake decorating, so that would be fun. The other thing that's big on my wish list are some of the animal experiences that go on over at Animal Kingdom. So they have like the Caring for the Giants thing where you get to go in and you know, see like the elephants and stuff, or the Savor the Savannah experience. That's like the nighttime. It includes food and drinks, and you get, you know, a safari ride. Or that the Wild Africa Trek is like the one that I would really love to do, because it's like 3 hours long, and it includes food, and it is pricey, but it's like, what a great experience, you know, to get to go and do that. So that's one that I would really love to do.
I'd love to give really any of those things at Animal Kingdom a shot.
The rhinos. Don't do the rhinos.
Yeah, don't do the rhino one. Keep
No.
the rhinos.
Don't do it. They'll pee on you.
Do you have personal experience?
I do. Yeah, it's like PTSD with me and rhinos.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, I would do any of those. The baking thing sounds really interesting too. Not that I would probably do something like that, but you know, if I had the time, especially with two people, I think when you have two people on that, it certainly makes it worth it.
I can make a 4-course meal for 300 people, but I cannot decorate a cake to save my life.
Yeah.
It's just not part of my DNA. Like, I can't do it. But if I'm drunk enough, I might be better at it. So maybe I'll try that.
Just to enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So Keith, what's one of yours? This
one is probably kind of obvious, being like a chef and a foodie, but his chef's table, it's at Victoria and Albert's. This has been, oh God, like a fantasy like of mine for quite a while. To me, like, watching chefs work is almost like a painter painting. It's just like, it's mesmerizing. It takes a ton of skill, and it's so fun to watch it happen. And then, of course, to try the food and the whole, like, experience, that you're not in a hurry, that it's like a experience. It's not a meal. It's always been the one thing that I've always wanted, like, to do. It's just the expense of doing it, like, is always kind of went, no, not this trip.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's a big cost.
Hopefully one of these days I'll at least try Victoria and Albert's. I'd love to be able to do this chef's table just for that experience that's just, you know, 4 levels up of what you would experience of just people taking it to your plate.
Right.
But the cost is just astronomical. All right, so one of the things that I want to try on an upcoming trip is I've done the early Magic mornings at the Magic Kingdom, and I would like to do the extra Magic Now I forgot the name of it. The extra magic hours at night at the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, the after hours event.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going down there for training in March, and they're having an event that night. I think Sharon and I are going to go to that. So it's not one of those things that I'm going to take the kids on just because the cost is so high. But you're looking at, for Sharon and I think it's going to be just about $200 for the 3 hours. But I think especially with it'll be our 15th anniversary when the trip is going on. So we're going to try California Grill when we're there, but we also want to try that event just to see how it is and experience it and just have fun and enjoy each other's company. So I think it'll be fun. I know it's an extra cost, but it's not like something we do every single trip.
Like those ones have always been enticing, just the cost of it, which is with everything there. But I think it would be fun, essentially, get the run of the park. I mean, there's going to be very few people there probably,
right.
Which is basically just like a walk on, chill out, to walk around and enjoy the sights too, as much as the walk ons.
And we're only going to be there 3 days, so it's...
Extends your day, basically.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that extra... Yeah, I was just going to say that extra hours event just looks so awesome because, I love the parties, the Christmas party, the Halloween party, but I believe, or at least what I think, is there's a lot less tickets available for those after hours events, and to have that much access to, all the favorite rides, is just, that is very worth that money.
Yeah. So what else is on yours, Heather?
Let's see. And this I actually have for that same trip coming up. I'm very excited for the new storybook dining at Artist Point with Snow White. I've not done a lot of character dining because we do more... like when the kids were real little, we did the character dining. But now that they're teenagers, we really do more quick service. We usually get the quick service plan because we're busy and we're going and we don't have to, deal with reservations and stuff. So it's been a while since we've really done a lot of character dining. We do like Artist Point, even though the food there can be kind of hit or miss. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. So our family has eaten there on several trips, just because we like the boat ride around the Magic Kingdom and we go to eat there. But now they have this meal with Snow White and the Evil Queen and Dopey and Grumpy. So I'm very excited about that. We've been at meals with Snow White, but to have the Evil Queen is really, that's the part that excites me the most, just because there's not really a great meal with villains. You get Lady Tremaine and the Stepsisters at 1900 Park Fair, but that's what I'm excited about, to actually have an interaction with the Evil Queen, because that's just something I have never done. So I'm excited, and I actually booked that because they, just recently opened the booking for that. So I have that already booked for our trip in March too, and I'm very excited.
I just wish it wasn't taking place at Artist Point, because it's such I like the idea that they're putting it something like that. It's really sort of a unique dining experience. I just wish it wasn't at Artist Point, because that view of upstairs from Artist Point overlooking the pool area and just the lodge in general, it should be something more than a character meal.
Yeah, and I totally get that. Like I said, our family has eaten there several meals. We almost always eat there once during our trip. We really enjoy that restaurant, and it's always been very nice and upscale. And I am a little disappointed that that's going to change, because that's where we go for this is our one quiet night kind of meal.
Right.
So losing that it's kind of the trade-off. I like the new Snow White meal, but I do wish it was someplace else. So,
what's next, Keith?
Well, this one, like, it might be, kind of a dumb one for most people, but to stay at a non-value resort. We have never stayed any place it's not a value. I can't justify the expense of doing it. Like, I never have. I think that if the noose is tightening with the wife to stay at someplace a little nicer. So I think at some point this will happen, even if it's a split stay, like of some kind. But the two resorts that I would choose is Wilderness Lodge and Boardwalk. I just love to walk around at those two. At some point, I'm sure if the nudges will be shoves, and I'll have to pony up the money.
I mean, it's worth it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think it's worth it to at least do it. At least do a split stay. Spend your first few nights, your majority of your nights at a value, and then go to a deluxe for at least 2 nights. You want more than 1 night there.
Yeah,
so it's something you should look into.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't ever stayed deluxe either. We've stayed moderate. Like I think I've stayed at all the moderates except Fort Wilderness, and I do really like them. I actually love the values though too, because I feel like especially if it's a trip that's full on, we're going to be in the parks all the time, every day. Then I don't really want to spend. That actually, no, we did our trip last November. We stayed Animal Kingdom Lodge, but that was gifted to us. so I can't. Yeah, that was a gift. I can't take. That we had to take advantage of that. But it really depends on what we want to do. And sometimes, like, if we really want more of a non-park vacation, then we pick the moderates, because we can enjoy the resort amenities and just relax and time in the pool and not worry about running to the parks all the time.
Right, exactly. So next on my list, it's one of the things that I want to do is a tour, and there's so many tours that I want to do, but right now I'm kind of leaning towards wanting to do the Backstage Magic Tour. And the Backstage Magic Tour is about 7 hours. It takes you to Epcot, and you get to see the inner workings of American Adventure. You get to go inside there, and you get to see the sets. And everybody tells me who have seen the sets that American Adventure is just amazing how they just roll into place and slide on into there. It's just amazing. They just spend some time at Epcot. You go to Magic Kingdom, you go into the Utilidors. You go to creative costuming, you go to textile services, I know you go to central shops, and then you go to Disney's Wilderness Lodge for a meal at the end of it. So just one of those things that I would like to do. It's so hard pulling myself away from walking around the parks and hitting rides. But I mean, you're just you're still in the parks for the most part. You're just taking a different view of it. So I'd still like to do one of those.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I think that would be a really awesome day.
It's not
Especially
cheap,
if you've been
but...
a lot. Yeah. But if you've been a lot, there are people, of course, that live right there and are annual pass holders and go, a lot. Or, there are those of us who live further away, but we still go a lot.
Right.
And that would be, just to have that totally different experience would be awesome.
Yeah, it's $275, but as a DVC member and I think AP holder, you get 15% off on that. So that's like a $40 savings. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's still $234.
Yeah, I know.
But... And don't you need like admission?
Yes.
So you're wasting. Well, it's not wasting, but you're losing a day's worth of admission price because you're taking the tour.
Yeah. Sort of, yeah. All right. So
I'm sorry for killing your dream.
All right. So let's go around one more time and see what one more for everybody.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. The last one I have is the Hoop-de-Doo musical review.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I've been to Spirit of Aloha, and it was really, really fun. I went with my mom, and it was, the food was, not the best, but there was plenty of it. And there were unlimited Mai Tais, which was really fun. And the show was lots of fun, and I got to go up and hula dance. So I really enjoyed that. But I've never been to the Hoop-de-Doo musical review. And from everything that I've heard, people like that. Like people who are like, oh, the Spirit of Aloha, I didn't really care for it. But people love the Hoop-de-Doo musical review. Even, people who really aren't like dinner show people love this show. And it's been around. I think it's the longest running musical theater show in American history.
Correct.
So, it's been around forever. And which, that says something good,
Right.
And the food I know is really good because it's the same food that they have there at Trail's End. And, the chicken is amazing. So for all of that, that's one of my big wish list items. As a family of 5, it's a pretty hefty ticket. But I think it would be so worth it. I think it would be such a great night.
And do it before they fire all of the entertainers and cancel the show. So
Right.
you might want to get on that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Keith.
Okay, well, I've got 2 short ones. One is to finally convince Sean that the Dole Whip is better than Citrus Swirl. And 2 is I want to be there when the Browns win the Super Bowl and roll down Main Street.
Well, let's think about this one for a second, Keith. The Browns have a total of 10 wins in the last 15 years.
But
The odds of them getting 10 wins in a season and going to the Super Bowl and winning, it's pretty slim.
I'm only 40. I still have at least 40 more years on this earth. So it's possible it could happen within the next 40 years.
Maybe. All right. Well, you know what? Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be a great wish list. I can understand that. But, is that something, would you plan a trip just to see that?
Oh, as soon as they win, I would book my flight.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, that's cool. That's exciting. We were there when the Astros won the World Series last year.
Right. Yeah.
And we walked by a couple guys.
It was cool to see him.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, so I get that. If you're a fan. It's not going to happen, but, it's... Well, I don't want to crush your dream. I take that away. I'm sorry.
The Browns have about as much chance as the Giants do at this point. So.
I wish the Browns all the best, and if they can go to the Super Bowl this year, I'll put money on them to win. How's that sound?
Well, I didn't say this year.
I'm just
that's
saying.
Kind of good. But.
Anybody but the Patriots. And the Eagles. And the Cowboys. Then we're okay. We're good. All right. So one of the last things for me is that I've always wanted to do it. Cost is pretty steep. Is that I would love to either watch illuminations from a pontoon boat or one of the boats out in front of the Magic Kingdom and watching the fireworks. I'd love to be able to do one of those things. Take my family out there or with a group of friends, plus my family and friends. I think that would be a lot of fun and a completely unique experience that it's just so expensive for a 20-minute show. It's hard for me to justify that cost.
This is kind of funny because that is a great experience, but I had the same feeling cost prohibitive. And I think it was 3 years ago, we were eating dinner at Artist Point, and after we were done, we just wanted to go for a boat ride. We were just hey, let's go for a boat ride. So we went out on the dock there at Wilderness Lodge and got on the boat that goes to the resorts. It goes to, the Grand Floridian and the Polynesian and Fort Wilderness. Well, as we were going along, we hadn't gotten very far from Wilderness Lodge, and the fireworks started. And it was just our family, 5 of us and the boat captain. He stopped the boat, like let it kind of turn sideways, and we sat there and watched the whole fireworks show. And then after the fireworks show, he started the boat and off we went again. And
wow.
It was just the little resort boat. you
Right.
know, it was like totally unexpected, but it was, all I can tell you is having that experience says doing one of those private little boats for the fireworks would be totally worth the money. Yes, it's big cost, but what an amazing experience.
But don't they do that at Pirates Tour thing too? And that is during
Yes.
the fireworks, right? Oh,
Yep.
What's the cost of that one?
That one's less.
You know?
But you're going to
Is
pay
it
per
less?
person, yeah.
Yeah, isn't that something? It's around 70 something per
Yeah,
person.
something like that, yes.
Yeah.
Arg.
All right, so let's talk about I'm going to mention some of the listener responses here, and this one comes from Facebook. This is Michael Johnson. Believe it or not, as many times as I have gone, I have never had Tonga toast. So I'm correcting that oversight on this next trip.
You did at Captain Cook's. It's a lot cheaper and faster.
Yes,
And it's just as good.
yeah, I love Tonga toast. I actually don't tell me I put syrup on it too. Amazing.
What?
Yeah, it's even more sweet.
Oh Lord!
But it's so good. All right. Alexandra Core. I really like to stay at the Polynesian or on any monorail track for that matter. I'd love to do the chef's table at Victoria and Albert's and do one of those monorail hotel dinners, Ohana, Cali Grill, etc., where they dim the lights and you can watch the show. I'd also like to visit all 4 parks in one day just to say I did it. All 4 parks in one day. Been there, done that. It was fun. It's not as tiring as I don't think is as tiring as one would think, but we didn't. Fred and I did it. We only did a couple of attractions at each park, or if that. So it's not so bad. But yeah, staying at one of the monorail hotels it's definitely unique. Polynesian is incredible. Staying at Poly, so I love that one. Sue Hayes, vegetarian meal options, resort fun runs, and happy hour options at Disney Springs. Are there any good meals or discounted food for happy hours? Oh, also, secret menu items like the nachos at Pecos Bill. Thanks. Completely misread the question and gave you suggestions for a future show.
Which was really good, by the way.
Yeah.
Go
ahead, Keith.
The pork belly burger at Cosmic Rays, although it's far from a vegetarian option, is really good. By the way.
Yeah, happy hour options at Disney Springs. I know somebody used to do it. I don't remember who it was.
It's only for 1 hour, though. That's
it literally was. I think maybe it was the Indiana Jones one had something going on during happy hour. I think they did one way back when, but I don't know anything else. We could try to look into it and try to come up with a show.
Yeah, that would actually be a great show.
Yeah.
Although I don't know of a lot of happy hours. It'd be awesome if Trader Sam's had a happy hour.
I would never leave.
That would be like the happiest hour.
Exactly.
The happiest hour there is just if you get a seat.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, they do need a little bit more space.
Yep.
Although I love sitting at the bar. I love the interaction there. Like, we've never gotten a table, but just sitting at the bar there and just spending a lot of time really interacting with the bartenders because they are so funny.
Yeah, I've only ever had a table, never had the bar.
Yeah.
Next, Jesse Fouts, trip to Disneyland. I've never been, and I'm all about Walt Disney history, so would like to include a side trip to the Walt Disney World Family Museum at San Francisco. That's on my bucket list.
That's on mine too, yep.
Buzz Roundtree Club 33. Yeah, me too. Dinner, drinks, and fireworks at Top of the World Lounge. Getting evacuated off a cool attraction like Pirates or Mansion. Going to a DVC member party. Savannah View at Animal Kingdom Lodge. Top of the World Lounge, I've been at the one. I've been there. Fireworks are great viewing there. Dinner and drinks I did not have. I got evacuated off Peter Pan.
Did you really? How
Yeah.
did they get you like that?
They have ladders. The fire department comes and brings ladders.
Nice.
Wow.
And they brought us ice cream, too.
That
We'll
is
go over my
that-
kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love. Yeah, getting evacuated off a cool ride, and one like where you really have to be evacuated off, like Peter
Right.
Pan. That would be really cool.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's cool. Next, Sandy Hodgett staying at the Monorail Loop during the holiday season. Good choice. Anthony Tovar, Victorian Alberts. My wife and I love the dining, and I like a lot of things. I bet Disney does it better than most. Yep, Keith, you mentioned that one.
They do, yeah.
Dave Benter, Shanghai. Lisa
Yes.
Stronstad says, I want to do a tour next time. I go and dine with Imagineer again. That would be a cool one. It depends what kind of Imagineer
would.
was. Because I know somebody that got an Imagineer that just like paints things, and that wasn't too exciting.
You say like it's nothing. Like, oh, he just paints things.
It's like a painter.
That's a cool job. I mean, like,
I want to talk to somebody who like built the attraction, you know, not just paint
it's
it.
not like they're just like painting purple stupid walls. It's actually like painting stuff, like artwork, not just like walls. I do the stucco for. Come on.
Gary Wilkes tracking down all of the Society of Explorers and Adventurers tie-ins. Scott can help you with that one. Christian Ovenzik, Star Wars Cantina Dinner and Drinks. Yeah, when that
Amen.
opens up.
Yeah.
Rob Myrick, Tokyo Disney Sea and Tokyo Disneyland. Shannon Wright just says Tokyo. Cassie Justice, Keys to the Kingdom Tour. Ryan Paolo of Ride Evacuation. There's 2 ride evacuations. That's funny.
Everybody wants to do those. It's like a rite of passage, apparently.
Yeah.
Disney Through Our Eyes, 5 trips on Space Mountain in one day. Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah, that would shake you up.
Yeah. Jenny Brown says to ride an attraction solely with Sean Duffy.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. Ugh. No, she did not say that, by the way.
She did. She
Ah.
did.
That's my wife. I know she doesn't want to do things with you.
Come on. It's not true.
She has told me many, many times that she wants as far from you as humanly possible.
She said adult B&B and to ride an attraction with Sean by ourselves.
It's the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Dude,
Ride an attraction
adult.
with Sean. Next is Tomorrow Society at Tomorrow Society on Twitter. It's not the most original answer, but I really want to check out the Behind the Scenes tour. I haven't done a backstage tour, and the Land Pavilion really interests me. I have not done the backstage tour, but everybody tells me it's really enjoyable, and at like a $20 price point, you should do it.
Yeah, any kind of a private tour for that much. That's,
Yeah, you can't
that's
pass
a
that.
must-do. Yeah.
Wendy that goes by Disney Mama 77, a stay at the Poly. I'd want a longer trip so that we can spend a couple days of just enjoying the resort. Yeah, that's the way to do it, is the Poly.
Mm-hmm.
Peas and Carrots says, Carmen says, eating at the Flying Fish on my birthday. Brian wants to do the Wine and Dine half marathon. I don't want to do the half marathon, but I'll go the 10K.
I'll
Still
do the
wanna
wine half marathon.
Yeah.
Just the wine
How
and
about
dine
the-
part.
Yeah, a wine and dine and a 1 mile fun run.
There you go. And you can check
At a
out
half mile instead of a half marathon, I could probably do that.
check out Peas and Carrots on YouTube. Diane Levendex Stakes, it goes by DLive23. Another stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge, Poly, and Yacht Club. A week at each, and go to every single bar at Disney Springs and hotels. Yes, it's like the perfect life right there.
After she wins the lottery. That'd be
Right.
great. Yeah.
Justine goes by Justine Gar. The new Rhino tour and stay at the Poly. Keith.
No rhinos.
No
No. I am hashtag boycott rhinos.
Brer Jim at Steamboat Magic. It says run a Run Disney race and be there when they change from Halloween to Christmas. That was on, was it like episode 2 or 3? We did bucket lists, and one of the things was be there from Halloween to
Yeah.
Christmas. We got to see that
I
last
did
year.
that. Yeah, and it was weird.
It is.
Like the one night there's like a bunch of jack-o'-lanterns, and then you wake up and there's Reason Christmas lights.
Yeah, but it's
So
great.
weird.
I love it.
It's like staying I get Walmart like over like Halloween night, and then there's a bunch of jack-o'-lanterns and Christmas trees in the same day.
I wouldn't go that far, Keith. But
What?
John
Are
Aoki.
you hating on Walmart? That's
No.
This is bad.
Run a Run Disney race and be there when they change from Halloween to Christmas. Another one.
Oh, I think I copied
Oh.
and pasted that wrong.
Sorry,
that
John.
was. So,
6
hang on, I'll
miles
find
tall,
it.
Golf, lots and lots of golf. That's something I'd still like to do on a Disney trip. Just the Dream Away 1, going to Disney and just relaxing. No parks except for the Christmas party. Just eat like crazy at the resorts. Enjoy being in our happy place. And that's a great way to do it, especially if you're a DVC member. Christy says, Christy0408, going to WDW and just relaxing. Well, it's the same thing he did. He caught Keith. He screwed up again. Paulo Ridge says Tom Sawyer's Island, which is going to be closed for like 6 months, I think.
Yeah.
2 months. 2 months.
Okay, so John Aoki said margaritas in Mexico, sake in Japan, champagne in France, and Jock Lindsay's. And yes, John, we see the trend. Which other one did I screw up?
Mouse
Geared World.
Mouse Geared World. I can't say.
It says to stay at the Poly and do the Wild Africa tour.
Okay. And Christine 0408, right? Yep.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, did I screw that one up?
Yeah.
It says the Holiday Delights tour.
Oh, okay. I'd like to do
Which
that
would
too.
be awesome. Yeah. I'd like to do that one.
At Daffy Stardust says California Grill during fireworks. JMM Forever Game 6. The kid says the Grand Floridian and be our guest. I'd like to say the new Rhino Tour, but I don't want Dole Whip Dilly to judge me. So I'll just say the Poly with drinks and dumplings at Trader Sam's.
Smart choice. You won't get peed on at Trader Sam's. Hopefully.
Well, you never know. Bree Wologroski says doing one of those big tours or staying in Animal Kingdom Lodge. Dreams, and dreams do come true. Cheese and Tig Trattoria Al Forno for brunch. Saber
That
20.
sounds good.
Yeah, Saber 22. Spend a week at the Poly and a week at the Beach Club. I'd love to get a couple tours in and eat lots and watch HEA from
Happily
Ever
Ever After.
After. I won't even know that one from California Grill. Ken goes by IAC2792. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. I just never pull the trigger because the added cost. Yes, not cheap, but if you've never done it, do it at least once. So some awesome responses. Heather, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
My email is heather@mousepros.com. You can find me on Facebook, and that's about it.
Okay. Heather, I want to thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, thank you very much. It was fun.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
But first, before you go, we're going to do the Tiki Lightning Round. Everybody that comes on gets to answer these 5 questions. Question 1, favorite snack?
Dole Whip.
Favorite Disney
Thank
movie?
you.
It's Lilo and Stitch.
Favorite Disney character?
Stitch.
Favorite... Did I say attraction?
No.
Favorite attraction?
Splash Mountain.
Favorite memories?
The balloons, with the ear balloons at night when you're leaving the park and you see all the ear balloons.
I love those things. That's going to do it for this week. But first, we want to thank our sponsors, Kingdom Strollers. Get your premium stroller and crib rentals at kingdomstrollers.com. Let the vacation experts at mousepros.com help plan your next perfect Disney vacation. Don't forget to check out our store at redbubble.com/Tiki Talk Podcast. You can connect with us on social media. Find us on Facebook, Enchanted Tiki Talk, Instagram, and Twitter at Tiki Talk Podcast. You can also leave a message on the Tiki Talk hotline, which nobody leaves a number. Nobody wants a number anyway. If you enjoy the show, please take the time to rate us on iTunes. You can find me on 1 Minute Disney Dream on Twitter. That's 1MIN Disney Dream, MouseWorldVacations.com, and MousePros.com. And you can find Steve Steve at Disney Diary on all your social media. Stay up to date on all the Disney news there.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dole Daily. And don't do the rhinos.
I want to thank Keith for 5 years of doing the podcast with me.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Our 5-year anniversary of this episode. So thanks for the glorious 5 years. Heather, thank you for coming on too.
It was great to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Alan, thanks for starting the show with us. May you enjoy Keith and my luscious voice from high above the sky. Aloha.
Thanks for listening this week. For Sean and Keith, I'm Alan, and this has been Enchanted Tiki Talk. Aloha.
As he throws up, as he looks up.
Exactly. He would have been, oh, brother.
Yeah, he's probably like, oh, man, no.
That was great when we could do things to him like that.
I know. He'd get so mad.
Uh-huh. Oh, it's the best part of it. Every little thing. Just got so annoyed. All right, so that's going to do it. Thank you, Heather, once again for coming on.
Enchanted Tiki Talk has been brought to you by MousePros.com. Let us plan your perfect Disney vacation. And MickeyMonthly.com, where you can get the park sent directly to you. And by KingdomStrollers.com for all your premium stroller and crib rental needs. For all of us here, I'm David Benter. Thanks for listening to Enchanted Tiki Talk.
Heather, have you done podcasts before?
I have not done podcasts. I do actually have my own YouTube channel, which has like 5 videos on it. But I have like tried. I'm just not a great editor.
Right.
So, but it's something that I would like to be better at. I would like it to be like something I do. I just think it's a great way to reach people and spread and share information. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I've been listening to you guys for quite a while. And, you know, I think it's a great medium for sharing information.
Yeah. Podcasting's fun.
Yeah.
We've been doing it now. It's coming up. I think now this week it's 5 years, right, Keith?
5 years, yeah.
5 years.
The 14th is our 5-year anniversary.
That's crazy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Is that the cotton one, or like I should send you like a shirt or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that 5 years?
I'll take underwear.
I bet you would.
You could buy me that Captain America hat.
Underoos, I thought, was
That
a better
works.
option.
I don't know if they make it in my size, but
I remember Underoos.
me too.
I'll sew like 4 of them together. How about that?
It's gonna look odd, but okay, it'll work.